In a world driven by the pursuit of comfort, success, and security, the story of Jim Elliot stands as a striking contrast. His life, marked by a relentless passion for sharing the gospel, challenges the modern narrative of self-centered ambition. What would compel a young, promising man to abandon the comforts of American life and venture into the heart of a dangerous, uncharted jungle? What could drive someone to willingly face hostility and even death for the sake of an unseen kingdom? Jim Elliot's story is one of extraordinary courage, unwavering faith, and a deep-seated belief that life's greatest fulfillment is found not in personal gain, but in surrender to a divine mission. His life was a testament to the idea that true joy comes from giving, even when the cost is life itself. As we delve into his journey, from his early years in Oregon to his ultimate sacrifice in the jungles of Ecuador, we find a narrative that continues to inspire and challenge believers to live with purpose and conviction. Born on October 8, 1927, in Portland, Oregon, Jim Elliot was the second of 4 children in a family that placed a high value on Christian principles. His parents, Fred and Clara Elliot, were committed to instilling a strong faith in their children. From a young age, Jim was immersed in the teachings of the Bible, attending church regularly and participating in family devotions. Jim's upbringing was marked by a sense of purpose. His parents emphasized the importance of living a life that honored God, a lesson that would deeply influence his future decisions. Even as a child, Jim showed a remarkable level of discipline and a strong sense of duty. His commitment to his faith was evident in his early years and only grew stronger as he matured. During his time at Benson Polytechnic High School, Jim excelled academically and athletically, particularly in wrestling. Despite his success, he remained focused on his spiritual growth. He often spent hours reading the Bible and praying, seeking to understand God's will for his life. His heart was increasingly drawn to the stories of missionaries who had given their lives to spread the gospel in remote and dangerous places. After high school, Jim enrolled at Wheaton College in Illinois, where he majored in Greek. He chose this field of study because he believed that understanding the original language of the New Testament was essential for accurately conveying its message. At Wheaton, Jim's passion for missions flourished. He became involved in campus ministry and developed a reputation for his deep faith and commitment to prayer. It was during his college years that Jim met Elizabeth Howard, a fellow student who shared his passion for missions. Their relationship, built on a mutual love for God and a shared vision for reaching the unreached, blossomed into a partnership that would later be both a source of strength and a testament to the power of faith in the face of adversity. Jim's time at Wheaton was pivotal in solidifying his calling to missionary work. He was particularly drawn to the idea of reaching people who had never heard the gospel. This desire was fueled by his growing conviction that no sacrifice was too great for the cause of Christ. After graduating from Wheaton in 1949, Jim Elliot began preparing for missionary work. He joined the Christian missions in many lands, SINL, organization, through which he connected with other like-minded individuals who were planning to serve in Ecuador. The target of their mission was the Waorani people, a fiercely independent and isolated tribe known for their hostility toward outsiders. The Waorani, who lived deep in the Amazon rainforest, had resisted all previous attempts at contact. Their reputation for violence made them one of the most challenging groups to reach. For Jim, this was not a deterrent but a call to action. He believed that these people, like all others, deserved to hear the message of Christ. In 1952, Jim and several other missionaries, including Pete Fleming and Nate Saint, traveled to Ecuador. They began their work among the Quechua people in the Andes Mountains, using this time to acclimate to the culture and language. While the Quechua ministry was fruitful, Jim's heart remained focused on the Waorani. He saw his work among the Quechua as a stepping stone to reaching the isolated tribe. By 1955, Jim Elliot and his team had developed a plan to make contact with the Waorani. They called it Operation Auca. Using Nate Saint's plane, they began dropping gifts into Waorani territory, hoping to convey a message of peace and friendship. Over several months, the Waorani responded with reciprocal gifts, and the missionaries felt encouraged to take the next step. In January 1956, the team, comprising Jim Elliot, Nate Saint, Ed McCulley, Peter Fleming, and Roger Uderian, set up camp on a sandbar along the Curare River, which they named Palm Beach. Their goal was to establish a friendly relationship with the Waorani and eventually share the gospel with them. The first few encounters were promising. The Waorani appeared curious but non-hostile. The missionaries were optimistic, believing they were on the brink of a significant breakthrough. However, the situation took a tragic turn on January 8, 1956. A group of Waorani warriors attacked the missionaries, killing all 5 men. The news of the missionaries' deaths shocked the world. Many were horrified by the violence, while others were inspired by the courage and sacrifice of the young men. For Elizabeth Elliot, the loss of her husband was a profound personal tragedy, but it did not deter her from continuing the mission they had begun together. In a remarkable act of forgiveness and grace, Elizabeth Elliot, along with Rachel Saint, Nate Saint's sister, decided to live among the Waorani. They learned the tribe's language and culture, building relationships that eventually led to many Waorani converting to Christianity, including some who had participated in the attack. The transformation of the Waorani tribe became a powerful testament to the impact of the missionaries' sacrifice. It also highlighted the themes of forgiveness and redemption that are central to the Christian faith. Elizabeth Elliot's book Through Gates of Splendor, published in 1957, chronicled the story of the missionaries' mission and their ultimate sacrifice. The book became a bestseller and inspired countless readers with its powerful message of faith, courage, and perseverance. Through her writing, Elizabeth provided a deeply personal and detailed account of the events leading up to the attack and the impact of the missionaries' deaths. She also shared the broader vision of their mission, emphasizing that their sacrifice was not in vain. The story of Jim Elliot and his companions became a symbol of the ultimate commitment to Christ's call to make disciples of all nations. Jim Elliot's life and death continue to resonate with Christians around the world. His willingness to lay down his life for the gospel challenges believers to examine their own faith and commitment. His famous words, written in his journal shortly before his death, "He is no fool who gives what he cannot keep to gain that which he cannot lose," serve as a powerful reminder of the eternal perspective that guided his decisions. The legacy of Jim Elliot and the other missionaries extends beyond their deaths. Their story has inspired countless individuals to pursue missionary work, to live boldly for their faith, and to trust in God's plan even in the face of great risk. Jim Elliot's story is a compelling narrative of faith, sacrifice, and redemption. It is a story that challenges us to consider what we are willing to give for the sake of the gospel. His life, though cut short, was a testament to the power of a fully surrendered heart. As we reflect on his journey, we are reminded that true greatness is found not in what we accumulate, but in what we give away for the glory of God. In a world that often values safety and comfort above all else, Jim Elliot's life is a beacon of courage and conviction. His story invites us to live with an eternal perspective, to pursue a higher calling, and to trust that, in the end, the greatest gain is found in giving all for Christ.